of all, I want to introduce you to the board of directors. There's two's not here, they're both working. Tina Sears, Tina, Jennifer Peterson, myself, we have Erica Smith and Stephen Warren. That's it. Everything's on the table. And the reason why we haven't got that far is because we haven't had time to get that far. People still saying, when are you going to come to Montague? When are you going to come to Chester? When are you going to come down below Sambro? This guy here is going to Chester tomorrow. We haven't had much time. The exciting thing about this is that everybody is showing a lot of interest. We've had meetings that was, I don't think we've had below, what, 240 Shelburne, something like that, up to probably 340 of attendance, okay? But the really exciting thing of it is the private sector has come on side. They're sending donations in voluntarily. But the magic is with you guys. We got to have you fellas join up, strength in numbers, and we can get things done. But remember, you guys got to do this. Look what's happened. 20 years. 20 years, you fellas have turned your head the other way and made a great big mess. And you can't fix that in 2 weeks. No way in the world. Remember what I just said. You fellas were dependent on the government. That's a no-no. Forget about that one. The only thing I ever see the government do is abuse you. Ashton Spinney, I'm not going to crap on him very much today, just a little bit. What did he do? Ashton meant very well. He did. But he got bogged down with government issues.
Dan.
And he's still being done.
Chairman Byrne, you just said something I had a question about. You said you got the pressure fly 50, but it's my problem, I can't find it. I'm an independent person, I can sell wherever I want, I'll be able to.
Yep.
Can you give me a number where I can sell a lot?
I can give you a number, you come up there before I leave, and I'll give you a number, not right now.
Now, why lost from 550?
I'm losing the train of thought, these guys are looking at me pretty serious. Remember, if you're going to fix this, and you're going to get a fair price for your lobsters, it is up to you, fishermen. It is up to you. With a strong voice, we'll negotiate with the dealers. I want to talk a little bit about 1991. And in 1990-91, the government was trying to introduce ground fish quotas. And they got their own way. There was something like in Southwest Nova, and that includes you fellas, something like 45 handline licenses and trawl licenses, longline licenses, and about 450, 60 draggers. Right now, in Southwest Nova, the people that's in the longline business, there's about 6 of them that's got enough fish to go for the summer, only for the summer months. Them fish has already been sold to, we call them the fish lords. They own the fish. Okay? That's what ITQ quotas will do. It's destructive. It has ruined a lot of people's lives. Not only that, it's ruined a lot of businesses, okay? If you fellows don't have a voice, and the government has been chafing at the bit for a long time, they want to introduce quotas. That's what they want to do. You say no?
I say no.
Yeah, okay. You have your turn. Hold it. We got all that.
They haven't got enough money in the budget to be able to, DFO to be able to implement quotas.
They haven't got enough money.
No, they don't.
How about the private
They're
sector?
trying to cut down their.
How about the private sector? They got the money?
Pardon me?
Has the private sector got the money?
No, they don't. I'm just saying, DFO cannot implement quotas on live lobsters because you can sink lobsters anywhere that you want to. They cannot control it, and that's why. Like, I know that right from me and Marcia.
Well, guess what? I think you're wrong. This is the only way they can control you, and the government is able to control you, sir. That government's controlled you for a long, long time. You're a big money, right?
They would if they could.
They if we let them, believe me, they are going to implement quotas on office. They say, well, you know what? You know what Gail Shea said? He said, I'm not going to do this and that for the lobster fishermen. I'm going to let the industry look after it. You know what that means?
I agree with you.
You know what that means? China now is buying crab quota in Cape Breton. And that will happen here when the government says that we're going to have quotas, unless you stop. We, like I say, we have no boats. We only have 6 boats that can actually have about 8 trips a year going to Jordan's, okay? All the rest of these guys, either they don't have no quota or they sold it. And that belongs to about 10 companies in Southwest Nova. So if you look at the ground fishery, that is going to be the next move the government is going to try to make if you don't stop it.
Jane, yeah, you said earlier that you accomplished something so far, you got the price to $5.50. Since the beginning of time, lobsters have increased in price in January and February, up to this where they're at now. What did you do to bring them there today, this year? That's any different than any other year, from going up to $5 or $6 in January and February. They do this every year. Anybody who's got their eyes open can see this happens every single year. How can you make the claim that you did that?
I know, done it. Fisherman done it.
You said,
I haven't done anything.
Sorry, James.
The fisherman,
I asked you a question. Explain to me.
the fisherman made an
You
agreement.
said that you have accomplished this.
Just a minute. Man, you come up and grab his phone.
No, I just asked
You have your right to your opinion, and you listen to me. We were in Barrington, and we agreed on a $5.50 price. And that's where it's at today.
Well, every on $5.50 price here, but how did you accomplish that?
Not me, I never accomplished anything. I don't even have a vote.
Well, you said in front of us.
Guess what?
You have accomplished the
Guess what? I made a mistake.
These are your words.
I'm saying that this association, when we put this into effect, okay, and they voted in Barrington,
Yes.
okay, you said that every year that the price goes up in January and February?
Every year.
Did he go back, did he go up past you in January?
Yes, it is.
No, no.
Yes, we would get more for lobsters in January last
Well,
time.
guess what? You guys are smarter than what we did before, because guess what? We never got more in January. In fact, the price went down. In January, somewhere around the first week of January, the price went to $5.50. Right around that first day of January, and then it went down. Some guys in February took $2.90 for their product.
And the price will go down this year after Easter also, same as it does every year.
Okay, tell me this now. Are you going to be satisfied with the $3.25 price next year?
Absolutely not.
Then what are you going to do with it?
Well, that's why we're here, to see what you have to say. I'm very interested in what you have to say and how you can tell me that you can accomplish that.
It's very simple what you can do. You join the association, strengthen the numbers, and let us negotiate with the dealers on the price. And you will have a chance to vote on that. Me, I don't got nothing. I'm sorry what I said. Take that back. But the boys in Barrington voted for a $5.50 price. Now, chances are some of them sold some lots below $5.50, but some of them did not sell them below $5.50, and some still hanging on for more money. That's beside the point. We've got to $5.50. That has been accomplished.
Is there one bar paying $5.50? Is there another bar up here paying $5.50?
Just a minute. I haven't got a good hearing. Just let me get 2 more things looked at. We're going to have a website where you guys can log on and find out what we're doing. We got a meeting in Matagan on Saturday. After that, we're going to go on a fundraising trip for 2 weeks. There's nothing else going to pop up. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the meeting over to your concerns and your issues. You can come up here and tell me what you think and what you don't think. I'm telling you, if you fellas don't have a voice, then you might get less than $3.25 next year. And you know, as well as I know, your skippers might have made a little amount of money, but I don't think you did. But I'll tell you what, your crew members never made too much money. And I'll tell you right now, they're hurting pretty bad. If somebody else has the hand
I
out,
hope to say something, Ms. Melvin. Bring it up there. I would like to know where the money's going. And I've known you for 40 years, I just want to know where the money's
Without
going.
money going?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, actually, it is going to a cannery.
So what kind of account is this going into so that we can see where we know where we're paying our money?
Listen, on the web page, there'll be a list page, right now, volunteer, and the two other directors, volunteer and me. We have got a gas card today of $40. I'll probably give it away before I go home. But what you're gonna be able to do, you're gonna look on that web page, and you're gonna find out where your money's going.
I don't agree with what they're saying that the government can't take quota because they'll put a quota on us if they want to put a quota.
Yes, I agree 100%. I'm agreeing with you.
Well, that's all I got to say.
Whether they do or not, the association is against quota, is the point.
It could happen. No, but you're
If
gonna
it
have
does happen, then it's not, we're not gonna
to,
do
wanna
it.
come up.
This cannery.
Why can't you come up here? You know all these guys. Yeah.
What's going to help us with the cannery and how it's going to go?
What's going to help with the cannery?
Is all of us going to vote on having the cannery? All of us going to vote whether we have cannery or not? You say the money comes toward
You both will have to vote yes. You will have to vote.
what
This is
the,
your association, this is not my association. You will have to
but you're talking about having the cannery. So
Yes.
have someone
That's
already
money.
voted that we're going to have a
That's money.
cannery.
We are working on this for 2.5 years. This cannery's gonna cost $5 million. We had, the provincial government was gonna put up $4 million, and we had to raise $1 million. That was in May, and they kind of backpedaled now, but I think that we have the numbers, you join the association, all you guys, we have the numbers, we can go to the provincial government and say, look, you have to come up with this money to build the cannery. Now, what you'll do is you'll benefit by a cannery because to start with, these canneries in New Brunswick, they have to pay a commission, 56% on top of the buy price, right? Some of that money can be turned over to you if you want to bring them off to, the cannery, that's what the cannery convenience is. Plus,
So you're saying we get 50 cents more for
no,
all
shit, that they get more money. Now, not only that, it's going to employ between 75 and 100 people.
But you're talking about this cannery, but who voted for it? How many members has voted? Have you already voted for the cannery? Well, you're talking,
I'll tell you
to
what,
me, it's like
you're
you've
the
already
only-
voted for the cannery,
You're
we're
the
going to
only
have a
guy,
cannery.
you're the only guy that's ever turned cold water on this. You're
I'm
the
not
only
turning
one.
cold water on it. I'm asking, you're saying that no members vote, right? And I'm asking you, who voted? Did everybody vote for the cannery? 51% vote for the cannery?
No,
That's
we never
joined
had
it.
that vote yet. But
All right,
we
that's what I was
will have
asking.
a vote.
That's all I was
We
asking.
vote anything that's, listen, everything's on top of the table, every living thing, we are going to vote.
All right, that's what I want to know. I just want to
And
know.
there won't be a kangaroo voting, there will be a Democrat vote. This head guy, his name is Troy Nixon, I see him grow up.
Is anybody using the mic? They're talking.
He resides in West Pimlico now. He's a deck, he is a crew member.
Keep going, James, you're doing a good job. How many people have been following along our progress on YouTube or through Facebook? How many people? I don't want to get too much into repetition to bore everybody.
And for computer.
Good point. Walk right into what I'm going to tell you.
Love it, I love it, come on.
Since it started, as I stated once before, the first meeting they had, I heard about it. Another fish meeting. Yep, sounds great. Been down this road before, we've tried all this stuff, we've been told things. I don't know. I wasn't too impressed. Till I went fishing the next day, aboard my boat, and my crewmate, he happened to go to the meeting. He lived in Ohio, and it was in my backyard of Barrington. So we get back to the boat, and he said, well, what the hell, why weren't you at the meeting? And I explained to him. He said, you realize if we don't band together on this thing, we're visiting the same situation as we sit here today. And it's amazing what one person can say that can be a light bulb moment for any one of us. And for that, for me, was a light bulb moment. Because then I had to go home and I had to think about what he was saying. And for me, this ain't, I don't have to be doing this. I don't have to be going to these meetings. I don't have to jump up and say anything.
I got a wife who's already warmed to the idea, let's go try out Alberta. Let's try it out west, because things are looking pretty damn bleak around here. Anybody care to dispute that? Come on up there and stand right beside me if you want to dispute that fact. I got 2 kids, they're out of the nest, pretty much on their own. I'm 45 and I'm ready for a little adventure in my life. And I thought more on that, and I thought, you know something? A lot of people, when there's been causes around here, have decided to run. Step away. Don't want nothing to do with that. That is so easy. I'm here today because I care about you people, and that ain't no friggin' political speech. Because look me in the eyes. Every one of you men, look me right in the eye. You're either a captain or you're a crew. Sail on the same salt water, and we endure the same things every day we go out. Water don't hit you in the face any harder up here than it hits me down where I am, or the guy down in Eastern Passage or Chester. It's high time to start putting a lot of this stuff to rest. You've been following along on Facebook, on our webpage, or on our Facebook pages that we have. You well know by now that this has been quite a hot topic. And if you missed 2 hours, you've missed a lot. Because people are posting left, right, and center, positively and negatively, towards what we're trying to do. Now, I'm going to take a bit of what these people are talking about, some of their points and issues. They're all very good. They are. But they don't do nothing right now. Soft shell lobster, big issue. It's an industry concern, and at some point in time we got to address it. That soft shell lobster next fall, not helping you this spring. It's not going to help you. Didn't say it wasn't important. Don't twist my words. Right now, here's what we are all on the same page about. Number one, we will agree we cannot go through another fall we just went through. Anybody disagree? Anybody want to put their hand up to that one? Number two, we will agree to gain some measure of stability in this industry, we need to have a voice strong enough to achieve a base price. You ever notice how people who work land jobs, let's take the person that works at Sobeys. One thing about that person at Sobeys, they might not make as much money as some other people, but if you're getting $12 an hour and you work 40 hours a week, that's $480, minus your taxes, whatever you got. You know every week you're going to make that money. That's pretty, you know what? It's not big money, but you can manage your finances a lot easier. Fishing is the only business where we are all over the page in terms of our income. I'll ask some of you captains, ask some of you crews. Let's go look at your spreadsheets in the last 5 years. How's that number working for you? Is it improving? Come on, ask yourself these questions. This ain't about me getting up there and putting on a show. I'm just telling you what's going on out here. We'll agree that we need to get some kind of a base price. And most importantly, we will agree that our communities are little by little, step by step, deteriorating. You folk up here got anybody that's had to leave the area because of the decline of what's going on? Have you? Is anybody? Anybody know anybody up here that's had to leave? They didn't leave willingly. Because you know what? We got a steep history in fishing. We have a lot to be proud of. But we've never fought together to keep anything in place. And the wolf is knocking at the door. Do we want to be known as a generation that put the axe to this thing? Because that's where we stand today. You have an opportunity to set history. Somewhere 100 years down the road where they'll look back and they'll say, my God, them people finally woke up and did something to save their area. Because at the end of the day, people, ain't nobody helping us but ourselves. We can split hairs. You want to come up here and you want to say this. Where's the money going? What about this and what about that? You want to split hairs? Let's split hairs until we get to next year, December 1st. You want to split hairs till then? Because I'll tell you what's going to happen. That last hair you split, it's going to be, well, do I want $3.50 or do I want $3? That's the truth. That is the truth. And every single one of you, to a man and to a woman, know that what I'm saying is true. And if we're not together, it's coming.
I don't think you're going to get 350. You're going to get 3 1/4 or 3. Don't go to 350. I was told the other day by
Hey,
a
he's
buyer.
bearer of good news. Thank you, Willie.
I was told that buyer would get 100 votes. You know what he told me? I'll get a talk after. Don't matter.
I'll tell you that.
What'd you say he said, what?
I said he told us he wished us good luck, right? He won't go on the record who he is. And he said, I guarantee you, you're getting 3 1/4 next year. I can guarantee it, I can guarantee it. He said, if you guys don't stand together and do something, and I wish you all the best. And he'll never go on record because he's got to deal with the Americans who sets the price. And we got to have our mind made up by August, not November. September, them contracts are signed. Nothing to do with quality, nothing to do with the amounts. That's when they're signed.
You'll know, you'll know. Can't promise you August, and I'll tell you what, because I'm going to be a little bit busy. We're going to be all busy. He's going to be busy. They're going to be busy. Listen, I'm doing 100 telephone calls a day. News media, about 3 to 5 a day. I still have to have a little life a little bit once in a while. I got to walk. I'm a little overweight. I like to walk a little bit. That's going into the window. So guess what? We will negotiate if you fellows want us to. You join up, and we will find out what we can do. They can't bullcrap me. Remember that. They can't. There's no way. Sorry for interrupting. I've been there.
Okay. This is their meeting, so they're not here today. I just want to cover just a few more things. Bear with me. I want to read you something, because this was handed to me a little while ago. And as I read it, I thought, my goodness, how appropriate. I'm going to ask you, and I'm not kidding, you hang on to every word of what I'm about to read you. It says on Monday, M.H. Nickerson, member for Shelburne in the local house, will introduce a bill to incorporate the Fishermen's Union of Nova Scotia. This will be a bill of great importance to all the fishing communities of the province. This movement originated some 4 or 5 years ago, the fishermen of Shelburne County. It was discussed in every conceivable phase until almost everyone had been brought around to favor the idea. At this meeting, the union was organized, a constitution was adopted, officers were appointed, and a committee to draft the bylaws, and ultimately a bill for incorporation was named. But, the biggest word in this whole story, but, all these well-meant efforts of the promoters came to naught, chiefly because there was no hall to which a society could have access, and again, the cause of oversight, some very essential provisions were left out. The interest did not continue, and the movement seemingly died a natural death. The New York Fishing Gazette said that if the Nova Scotia fishermen succeeded in establishing such a union, it would not only promote their own interests, but it would be setting a good example to the fishermen of the United States. Does anybody care to tell me when they think that was written? Anybody want to venture a guess?
50s, bro. 50s.
1905. For 100 years, we have been trying to get it together. And we have never done it. Never. Is this the time? Are we the generation that future generations will look at and say, thank you for taking a stand for your industry and for your community?
3 months too late.
Pardon me?
We're 3 months too late.
No, we're not late.
No, we're not.
We're never late. And I refuse,
You got to start somewhere. You got to start.
we're never late. I refuse to believe that. And there's no way that I would accept that. Not now.
We're 3 1/4 pound now. We're 3 months too late.
Maybe late for this year. But the whole point is don't lose track of what we're talking about. We probably can't save everything this year. But you've got to think long and hard. How well did you enjoy this? And do you want to do this again? Now, I'm going to close with two things, and I want to look at the camera. Because this has to do with two very important factors that kind of get overlooked in this meeting. First one I want to talk to is to the business community. What's going on today has everything to do with you. These good people are here today because they realize there's a concern and they're looking for an answer. Truth be told, your business is in the same situation that a lot of these good people's business is up here. Our business just happens to work on water, yours works on land. Here's how the math works. X amount of dollars, X amount of product moves, X amount of profit. X amount of dollars, X amount of product, X amount of dollars. Are you getting the picture? Do you see how your business is going? I had a young man come on my Facebook yesterday. He owns a business down in Barrington. He is on the verge of calling it quits because the money isn't there for people to go and frequent his establishment. He's on the verge of letting his whole entire workforce go. And I'm sure if he would have stood there and talked to me face to face, I would have seen tears in his eyes. That's how emotional his words came across through a computer screen. So, word to you businesses, the business community. You need to get on side with what we're doing. Because this affects you as much as it affects us. You need us, just like we need you. So I'd encourage you to start supporting us. Get behind us. And do what's needed to get your part in this so that we can turn this thing around. Now, last thing I will touch on, and it is very, very much not the least at all. I want to talk to the ladies out there today. Because we come to these meetings and it's all about most of the men, and bless you ladies that are here today, mothers, sisters, wives, girlfriends. Let me ask you something. How is the finances in your home now? How did you enjoy December and those paychecks that you were a little more accustomed to getting, and they come in on a $350, $325 price? How was your Christmas? How was that Christmas this year? Was it a little less than what it was years past? Were you able to buy your children what you really wanted to get them? Or did you have to say, well, we did the best we could? It's not all about Christmas. The whole point of it is that it requires money to live a comfortable lifestyle. How's your marriage? How's that working? Is it on the rocks? Because this is how it works in a relationship. Finances, sex. Women need finances. If the women are happy financially, men, you are in heaven. Because they're very willing when everything's going well. The old saying, mama ain't happy, nobody happy? Yeah, it's applicable to this situation. So with that all said, this is where we sit. Nothing's changed from 3 weeks ago when we first met. So what are you going to do? Do you have an answer? Do you see another solution? Or do you get the picture that banding together can get done what we need to get done? You're all entitled to your own opinion. Yes, you are. But if we don't do something, we're right back here next year.
Would you please tell us how we're going to do it? We all want to know how we're going to do it. Then do it.
How are we going to do it?
Unite together.
You're going to unite together, sir, because if you don't have it. Listen, how's it been working for you on your own island? Yes.
All right. I don't know how many of these people agree on split cities over here, or line up roads, all this stuff. Now, no, everybody doesn't agree on that. So that's just going to split the whole thing.
Here, here.
That's just going to split everything. I had an idea myself, to keep everybody together. Find out what the buyers are making. We don't even know what they're making.
3.1 million, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean per pound of lobster. You've got up there's fishermen here that could, I know I would, donate a crate of lobster. $500 right now. 1,000 fish. There's places over here, donate a crate of lobster. There's 5
Well, listen.
Hire somebody.
Yes, sir.
All the people together.
Yes. Remember what I started with, when I said that we can split hairs all day? And I said, there's ideas out there that are all valid. Your idea is very valid. But what I'm trying to get across to you to think about is we all have these ideas and we all sit here on these all individual islands and nobody's getting behind any one idea to help anybody. The first thing we have to do is we got to get together. And you know something? If you follow these meetings and you've listened to everything said, there's been no promises made that this is going to be the answer. It started with a handful of people who finally just got aggravated and said, we got to try something. We got to do something.
We all want to do something.
Well, we do. We do. And at every meeting, if you'll notice, and hey, these are all kept on film so that there's no hidden agenda here. It has always been asked, has somebody got something else other than this? This ain't about ego. Let me tell you something. You got something better than him? Adios, James. Adios. Adios. No, but this is where we're at. We're all looking for an answer. But not enough people's coming up with something. It's easy to sit there and say, gotta do this, gotta do that.
Well, then listen to him. He's trying to talk. Let him talk. He had a good idea. You know, look.
Don't listen to anybody.
All the people talk.
Don't listen to anybody. And what it'll come down to, if you join, it'll come down to your vote.
Exactly, but that's the thing that might scare
And we'll
us.
listen to this
Hey,
man.
you're not listening to me. That's the thing that might scare us. We're scared of this 51-49, and you got 3/4 of the guys down below. Just assume, I don't know what everybody thinks in here. But let's say that the 51% down there, you got more guys going for a split season. We don't want a split season. I can't afford to have a split season. So I'm scared to join your association because I don't know how the votes are going to go. That's the kind
And
of
if you
stuff we're
think
worried
that's the way it's
about.
going to be, that's your right. We're not forcing you to do anything, but I'm going to tell you right now, right quickly, if you don't have a voice, guess what? You ain't got to worry about a split season, and you ain't got to worry about hauling your pots either, Cat, because you ain't going to have no pots, and you ain't going to have no business. That's what you're going to have.
You don't know that for sure. We don't want to.
Yes, I know that.
No,
I do know that.
We don't know that for sure. We don't want to be threatened. Also, you want to gain the trust of the Christian in this room? Is this being posted on YouTube?
Yes, sir.
Look in that camera and tell us in this room and every Christian watching what buyers are paying $5.50, so we can all contact them.
There's 8 buyers,
Look at
you
the
hang
camera,
on.
give them the names.
You hang on.
Everybody knows.
Hang on. You want to bet some money I can't come up with buyers that are paying $5.50? You bring your money up. I'm ready for you.
You gain our trust by looking in that camera and telling me and every Lobster.
Listen here, I would never come to this meeting or any meeting and fabricate any story.
I'm tired of listening to this shit about arguing over price. I'm going to tell you in 2002 and 2003, I started out at $5.90 for my lobsters. By the 13th, I was getting $7.50. In January, I got $8.50. In February, $9, $9.25. In March, $11. And $10. Then they dropped to $8 and $7.50 in April. And they finished the season at $6.50. Now I'm getting shit for my lobsters. So I'm not here to argue about who's going up the price or who's going to do anything. This all started in 2005 and 2006. We started going down. We never fished in our life for under a $5 or $6 lobster. And now we're down to $3.25 and arguing about association because they might vote for a split season. Let's wait till that when it comes. Now let's get around and see. Now we're down this year, I got $3.25 for my lobsters. And up here the price is only $5 as far as I know. And that price, you'll never see it. You can say what you like. You can say it always goes up in the winter time. But I don't see no $11 or no $9 or no $10 this winter. And I haven't seen that in one devil of a long time.
Stephen Clinton was in 2001. The economy was good in the States and worldwide. That has changed. We're not going to get $11 with the economy the way it is.
No.
We're not going to get $9 with the economy the way it is.
No.
Because the lobster fishing does not dictate world finance.
No, it certainly doesn't, but it dictates my living. And I'll tell you one thing, look at the scallop industry. You figure all get $10, $11, $12 for your scallops. The crabs went out of the screw, sky high last year. Groundfish, look at the pricey stuff. But look what I'm getting for that lobster. On the TV yesterday, lobsters Nova Scotia lobsters was $45 a pound in England. So who's somebody else?
You know whose fault it is? You're only getting $5 a pound? Your fault. Your fault. Your fault. But you know what? I'm aware I get $5.50, but you know what you've done? You throwed your losses at the dealers and say, you know what? I'm going to throw them at you, and you know what? Give me what you can. You done that.
Hey,
You did.
Hey, you want to gain our trust?
Yeah,
And you come in here.
No, I want you to join this association.
Listen, I'm in an association. It's LFA 34.
Good.
I pay dues. What's wrong with using that association? It's already established. It's got all the laws, all the bylaws. You pissed on out action spending.
Not that
Voting,
much.
voting, listen.
No, no,
If
no,
you-
no, I just
listen.
give it to you that action spending.
I've known action spending too. If you don't like what he's doing, voting no. It's a democratic process. Use the association. It's already established. You'll save all this money. I remember all these years going to these meetings, and everybody promises. All when the Marshall decision came down. Oh, we'll donate 10 crates. We'll donate this. Who donated what? Nobody donated nothing after the fear went away. We have these meetings that ask for money. They've tried to implement it so that they can collect dues. Where's all the people paying the dues? I don't mind paying the dues, and I'm going to be the only one paying the dues. So why not use them associations and something that's established?
Irish Association is a co-chair with DFO. It's not our association, it's ours and DFO.
You elect who goes in.
We have nothing to do with who runs DFO's party.
I know who
They are co-chairs. There's nothing can happen on that association unless DFO agrees to it, because we are co-chairs. They're not, Ashton is not the head.
Blaming the fishermen. We all know what the problem is. Listen, no, let me speak. Blame this. Forget about that. We know what the problem is. Too many lobsters at one time. How do you solve that problem? Split seasons? That answer? Who knows? Do you delay the season? Who knows? What is good for your area? It might not be good for our area. So therefore, if we're fearing people, they're not going to join the association if they think it's going to ruin them.
That's very right. Let me go back to what you said. I am not going to entertain trying to action spinning out of anywhere. I'm not. Action spinning is bogged down with government issues. This is a totally different association. They say that one thing. Your lobster fishery and the community that you live in. That's it.
So this cannery that they talk about, they say the price is held down because the canners are holding it down.
That's what the deal is.
Yet you want to build a cannery. I'm not saying it's not a good idea, but you think that's the most important issue that you should do?
No. The most important idea is trying to get you folks to join this association so we can negotiate and get a fair price for you and open the season. This is another thing we determined in America. Hold that. Let just finish one. We agreed on $5.50 price. Nobody shall sell a lobster below $5.50 this spring. And I'll tell you what. Last year in Alderman, Canto, Whitehead, Larry's River, they paid $5.50 a pound for them lobsters and paid a commission on it. The same dealers that buys lobsters in your area take you $4.25.
Right.
That's not very good business.
Well, every year, like you say, you're not going to sell lobsters for less than $5.50. Do you think the price is going to be $5.50 this spring?
If you fellas stick together, yep, guaranteed. Listen, it's like that. It's very simple. What you've done, you've never had a voice to go to the table and negotiate the price. What you've done, you come in and you threw your losses at the dealers and say, give me what you can. You can't never let that happen again. You can't. And that's just what happened. It is.
I agree, but how do you fix it? How do you sit down and say, look, we want the $2 more than we got last year?
What?
How do you fix it?
How do you fix it with your vote and you join this association with them?
Tell me how you go.
Hang on. Hold it. You brought up another interesting thing. Hold it. Last year, what you give here, not this fall, last fall, you started out at $4.50, right? What happened that year? What happened?
Last fall, we started at $3.25.
This fall, we started at $3.25.
Oh, last fall.
Year before, $4.50. Then you went to $5 and $5.50. Just as many lobster called last year as it was this year. What happened? Because the dealers know you folks will go for $3.25 25. That's your problem. That is your problem.
How do you fix it?
Told you. You join an association and you vote democratically, and whatever the vote is, that's what you deliver.
Now, how do you go to DFO with 51.49%?
I'm on the DFO, Cap. DFO has nothing to do with your business, has nothing to do with me, has nothing to do with the lobster industry.
How do you stop the 12% to come to you? Just go to the official, the rest of the 10 to 12% of these licenses come to you. How do you stop them?
True, and if you need the money, then I'll go on. You're through in either. You want to speak?
You would answer me a
No,
question.
let him go.
I'd like to know, like, you say not for sale for less than 550. So if we're not going to sell for less than 550, what happens to all the boats that's owned by company? We all know there's a shitload of them. They've got enough boats, in my mind, to supply that first market. And they're going to say to us, you can hold on as long as you like, but you can only hold on so long. And you've got to sell to somebody. Who's that somebody going to be?
Well, I'll tell you what, I used to have a couple boats, and I love to make money.
Right, we all do.
So you mean to tell me that the 550 price is out there, you reach and grab it, that you won't go for it, even though the truck said owns the boat?
I'm going to go for 550, yes. I'm telling you, they don't get the 550. What about the company boats? They're going to be allowed to fish and get their price.
I said,
That's what I'm asking, not
the
asking.
company boats, the company people own this company, they
Right.
get to make money too, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Are they buyers? Are some of them buyers?
Listen, I'm saying that all man has got a quid for the lobsters you've got. They got 550 for the boat last year, and them folks say 60 cents per man here. You folks come for 25. You think that's fair?
No. No.
We're gonna make it fair.
Well, you ain't answering my question. I'm asking you if we tie up. If we tie up, because we can't get, I know you're not perfect. I'm just saying if we can't get 550 for the lobster, we're going to say we're going to tie up. We're not going to fish unless we get 550. Do you think the company boats are going to lay to the wharf tied up too?
I don't know.
Well, there. That's all I'm
You
saying.
think they are?
No, they're not.
You know that.
No, because they're not. They're going to go because they're going to get a price, right?
And we're gonna go back to the same old
No,
stuff.
I'm not saying that. I'm asking what we're going to do if the company boats are going to go.
But if the company
And we're at home.
That's the problem, you're always worried about the other folks. Let them do what they're doing. We gotta step together and do what we wanna do.
Right.
Don't worry about anything.
This man's not scared to talk.
My name's Will Scott, I'm from Yarmouth, and I'm on that District 34, the group you were talking about with Action Spinning, and I'm the port rep for Yarmouth. I only went on there because they had nobody for Yarmouth, so I thought I'd go see what's going on. Because like everybody else, frustrated about the price, frustrated about what they're doing to us, and nobody seems to care. But anyway, I don't come up here to lie or bull crap or nothing else. And I get a little joke here, because I like to go to church, right? Whether you do or you not, I don't care. But I'd like to know if the Minister of Fisheries is in the office, in the audience here somewhere. Is Sterling Belleville here? No. Is he here anywhere?
No.
I know you guys think that's funny, don't you? How many meetings you had, James?
How many meetings so far?
Yeah, 6, 7, 5?
5.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you, where I go to church and the minister misses that many meetings, we vote him out. We don't keep him. So I'm telling you, a man that don't care about us, and he's the Minister of Fisheries. And we're having fishing meetings trying to survive, and he ain't even got enough respect for us to come show his face. What kind of Minister of Fisheries is that?
An asshole.
That's right, he should be voted up. Are you understand? This gentleman here, with all respect for all of you, none of you know me, the only one I met was this gentleman that come and see me aboard my boat the other day. Over here in the corner. Kevin? Right. And where that split season come from down here, now I wasn't for no split season, but like I thought it might be good at first. But where that come from was the conference call we had with Ashton Spinning, because Ashton asked him, what could we do to get a better price? And one of them guys on the conference call suggested, well, if you can stop 6, 7, 8 million pounds of lobsters coming in, we can give you a better price, bro.
Who said that, the buyers?
Yeah, that's right. Now you got a reason to get hot, little man. So he said, how are we going to do that? He said, well, maybe if you hold the pots up by January 1st, it would be better for us. And if you wouldn't so much market, like so many lobsters for the winter. Well, you know what that's gonna do? They're gonna have theirs in the pounds, they might get $9, but we ain't gonna get nothing. So we don't want no split season. I mean, James is here. You don't gotta worry about a split season, because I'll never vote for it. And I gave my money to James today, plus I brought 3 more people's money.
No delay of season either.
Listen, we've got to get a price before we even start. You know what I mean? You can't do nothing. You can't get a price. This guy that I talked to now in his truck. I ain't going to mention his name because I got misreported last time we talked. And they said they was lucky I never got sued, so I ain't got no money, so I'm not going to say the wrong thing. But I'm telling you what he said. He said, you're going to get 3 1/4 next year. Because he said, I know it. If you don't band together and do something, you're going to get 3 1/4. I asked my wife if she'd come up and speak, because she's a better speaker than me. Because you know what she says to me? She's got a hair shop, and she says, I'm getting tired of her calling me stupid. And I'm not kidding, she's calling you guys stupid too. Because her clients are coming every day and saying, the fishermen talk, they're going to do something, but we all know it's a bunch of baloney. Because when they say go, they can't wait to get there because they got to make that money and see who can catch the most. Well, we got to work together. I mean, James, he didn't get up here to get friggin' ridiculed. I don't care. If his grandmother was here doing it, I'd be here. Because we've got to get together and do something as a people. Or we ain't going to be fishing.
That's right.
I don't know what the answer is, but I think maybe with an organization like this, we might have a chance. Listen, if they cared about us, the government, you know what I got a name? I got a new name for DFO.
What is it?
I call them Department of Failure and Opposition, because they're not for us. I'd like to see somebody come back some ideas or do whatever and get people aboard, because I'm going to tell you, we need thousands of people, not a few members, we need thousands. And if you think this is just going to go away, next year I might catch 100, maybe I'll get my neighbor's rig, maybe he'll suffer it out, and I'll buy him out for 200,000 because he'll be done. That's how we think. We got to stop thinking that way. And we got to start pulling together or we're not going to be fishing. My father fished, his father fished, they probably all fished. I guarantee you we weren't a banker or a buyer.
The lobster dealers are famous at one thing, vicious propaganda. That means telling a lot of lies. Okay? So, every time I talk to them a little bit. They say he's doing a good job. I don't believe them. I don't think they're really with us that much. So, here's what. You got to give a little bit to get a little bit back. I don't care who you are. If you're going to negotiate, that means the meaning of negotiating. There's a lot of onus on the lobster dealers to change the way that they're going to buy lobsters. And believe me, that is going to happen, because we're going to make it happen. Now, the lobster dealers, right now, they want you to fail. They do. Believe me. You know why? Because if you fail, they're still in control. And they love that control. Look what they've done. Look. It's pitiful what they've done. It's sad. It's worse than sad. You can't do this no more. Now, you can find all kinds of excuses, but you know what? You're going to have to come back to one thing. We're going to have to unite with a strong voice, and we're going to get this done. Basically, that's all I can say. Anybody smoke here? Want to smoke break? Okay, let's have a smoke break. 5 minutes.